in Springfield, they're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets of the people that live there. And this is what's happening in our country, and it's a shame. As far as rallies are concerned, as far as the reason they go is they like what I say.
I just want to clarify here. You bring up Springfield, Ohio, and ABC News did reach out to the city manager there. He told us there have been no credible reports of specific claims of pets being harmed, injured, or abused by individuals within the immigrant community.
Well, I've seen people on television.
Let me just say here, this is
the people on television say my dog was taken and used for food. So maybe he said that, and maybe that's a good thing to say for a city manager.
I'm not taking this from television.
The people
I'm
on
taking it from
television
the city
saying their
manager.
dog was eaten by the people that went there.
Well, hello. So that is the only presidential debate when I see Donald Trump and Harris. All right, this has been the butt jokes of all things, right? And I notice to the comparison of all this for the BS Olympics, that's what I call debates. The Super Bowl of BS, the BS World Cup, or the BS Olympics. Put it that way, right? So when they are talking about certain group of people, okay. Actually, when I first heard about Trump when he faces in the primaries and everything, I heard he was talking trash about Mexicans. All right, this is where I get these odd things about being apolitical. I haven't seen any Mexican bringing drugs or crime or anything like that, right? Look, this could happen to anybody from any country, from any part of the world, right? Hey, you wanna blame Yakuza? You wanna blame this? All right, because I have done something in the political stances. Is first it was the Mexicans, now the strategic in Springfield, Ohio. The strategy of Springfield, Ohio, technically they're after Asians, right? Asian immigrants more than Haitian immigrants. All right, yes, I understand, and this is all this far right, or tossing out the door to have this BS being created. I mean, putting out things of BS. I mean, look at the situation of all this. Well, who has had something during this two parties, during a Republican, during a Democrat, or like whoever is running for president? All right, I mean, the main core issues was regarding to immigration, and regarding to COVID and all this stuff, and regarding to the pets. All right, I mean, who in the world could eat pets? All right, I am telling you that most likely, this is just very heavy comparing in this. Okay, when talking about Christopher Columbus discovered America, not the United States of America, but the continent of the Americas, he landed into what is now is the Dominican Republic and Haiti, right? So yes, it would be something of corruption and whatever it is that no wonder why. Let's make this comparison. Let's put Germany back then. Germany. Well, I mean, Germany was the crap hole in the East. The West is the good Germany. I mean, or or like saying the Germany that is broke is East, the Germany that is rich is the West, right? It's like that. It's like that same scenario, but thank goodness it happened during like around 1989, 1990, the fall of the Berlin Wall. Now Germany is a really good, strong economy of how it is in different proportions, but that's just Germany. Nowadays, let's just compare all this, because I even made a video about what happened with Boeing and what else is gonna be, because political debates, because I mean Carl Advance would be, they have to come up with some kind of made up BS. All right, this made up BS is tracking strategically, is about the migrant worker crisis and all this stuff. Yes, you gotta help others. I mean, part of this country is that we all have done their part. Doesn't matter if you're German, Japanese, Chinese, Korean, Haitian, or where you come from. Everybody has done a part to make this country successful. If we don't have Asian immigrants or Haitian immigrants, well, if we don't have Asian immigrants, well, Russia will send the first man to the moon before we do. But thanks to them, and thanks to a German immigrant, we sent a man to the moon. All right, so that's how is this visualized. All right, so put it this way, put it all these things in perspective, and in order to do all this, blaming certain people for certain things. Okay, I mean, for the Chinese Americans or Asian Americans, especially Chinese Americans, Korean Americans, in that same boat, you notice this. You have seen videos of dog meat in South Korea, that they banned eating dog meat. You have seen videos of the Julin dog meat festival. Yes, there are countries that eat cats and dogs, but Haiti is not the country that does that. Okay, it's just about pointing the finger of all things. The BS has been exposed. That BS has been exposed because there are none of these immigrants have done anything of eating a dog or eating a cat. All right, it's not like you want to be exposed. What you waiting for? The Julin Dog Meat Festival to arrive in Springfield, Ohio? I bet there are Chinese immigrants in Springfield, Ohio, and that's not the case targeting Chinese immigrants, right? I mean, that's what they are doing. They're going after Haitians to later on to attack Chinese, all right? Because after all these people, there are good people all over the world. I mean, there's Haitian immigrants that are hardworking people. And put it this way, of all the odds, right? So what's going on in one particular country? I mean, the Dominican Republic is a democratic country, And this is the same line, and then by next there is Haiti. All right, so I even have this comparison. All right, Haiti is like North Korea. The Dominican Republic is like South Korea. Let me tell you why. All right, because all of this is most likely is like one of the other countries being a dictatorship. The other one is a democracy, right? I mean, it's kind of odd to see this. That one part of of what is called Hispaniola is the Spaniards, the Spanish was there. You know, Haiti. I mean, the Dominican Republic have its Independence Day. They speak Spanish, and they are a wealthier country. The Dominican Republic, in other terms, is South Korea. On Haiti side, it was colonized by the French, you know, and that part of the same island is colonized by the French. It's with French and everything like that. They speak French, and then after all these things, with all the corrupted of a dictatorship and whatever, they have never developed something, and this is why Haiti is poor. And this is why Haiti is North Korea and the Dominican Republic is South Korea. Yeah, this is like the same thing. Hard working people. Others, they trying to escape, like not just Haiti but Cuba, North Korea, and even China, to escape on a dictatorship, to go to a free country. So the United States is one of these countries, right? And this is why is this reason is people from those countries coming there, they have the thirst, they have the willpower of doing things the right way. And just to put in all these exposure of all this, all right, this is just to say attacking and racial discrimination against one certain group of people. This is nothing new. It happens. It always happens in every single country in the world. They want to attack some certain group of people in the name of discrimination. That's it. In the name of discrimination, even racial discrimination, right? So, and put it this way, and the reason why, if anybody who is president of the United States, all right, I mean, if Boeing were to open up a plane factory in Springfield, Ohio, I mean, I don't know about the CEO, the new CEO that replaced Calhoun, if he's doing the willpower. Well, I mean, these people who are newcomers could improve Boeing's reputation of quality and safety, but they say those airplanes that fall come from Springfield, Ohio, and they make flying coffins, right? So for the next debate coming, I mean, with Carl and Vance, they're gonna to use this, that Boeing is doing the right thing. They're firing the people that makes flying coffins, referring to the people that makes flying coffins, that black people are the ones to be blamed for Boeing's flaws. Black people are the ones to be blamed to make Boeing 737 MAX planes that fall down, that have safety flaws and everything like that. If one of the Boeing CEO were to fire black people, to say, blame them, they make flying coffins, right? So that kind of debate when it comes to to attack a certain group of people, to say blame black people for the Boeing 737, the two Boeing 737 Max crashes, because what Boeing's doing is necessary. They fire black people because they make flying coffins, right? All right. So this is going to that point of the discrimination thing. All right. The point is, what if this thing is going to happen? All right. I wonder what it is. I mean, we always have to say Airbus is making airplanes in Alabama. What if a Lockheed Martin were to make airplanes and they decide to open a factory in Springfield? Yep. Whoever's gonna be in the presidency in the ballot. But just say, put it that way. Let's say the ones that they hire in Springfield are making safer planes, and the FAA suddenly they're not going to approve these planes made by Lockheed to be an American company, because they don't require these workers make planes that doesn't pass the safety standards of the FAA. But Boeing, in the other hand, fire black workers. The only workers they're gonna have are white workers, all right? Or workers that are not black. Put it that way, all right? You know, classified to be at least to some degree of, you know, clear complexion means safer planes. Darker complexion means flying coffins, right? So just to put it that way, the FAA being to say they approve airplanes that is going to be banned in Europe, that is going to be banned in Japan, that is going to be banned in the rest of the world, to say that the FAA is the ultimate and gold standards to approve airplanes that actually would say 5 airplane accidents, 5 involving a Boeing plane, even a 797 plane, if it comes out, that 5 airplane accidents every single year are the airplanes that crash are involved with a Boeing plane. And then if the people die in that plane and they are from a certain country, then the CEO of Boeing will have a free pass, will go to the court, and he's going to be pled not guilty, and he keeps on making planes that crash, and they just blame the pilots for certain countries and whatever it is, that these pilots flying these planes are like drunk in the cockpit, and then after every single time of every 5 accidents per year during a Boeing plane, the guy, the CEO, is pled not guilty at all. The FAA would say these planes are safe to fly. Will they say, okay, would Airbus plans to build a factory in South Korea in Sashion acquiring KAI? And for that reason, thanks to the president, who is going to be the next president, were to approve Boeing, and the CEO of Boeing will never go to jail. And when he never goes to jail, and probably may not pay any taxes, and it says he is innocent for life. So this kind of person deserves his freedom. In a perspective on a twisted government, instead in some kind of way, yes, he's a free man. He deserves his freedom. Why? Maybe because the plane crashes in Mexico, and just because there's a crash in Mexico, the other crashes in Japan or the United States or in Europe doesn't count because the guy is innocent with no charge. He's not a criminal. He's a free man, and he never goes to jail. And he always pled not guilty, and no need for there's no need for court, no need for a judge, because he will be pled not guilty all the time. Always innocent because one plane fell in Mexico, right? That is the kind of policies that we have. But then you have an airplane, if the workers are black, is classified not safe. Sanctions on a Chinese-made plane or whatever it is. You know, this is how it's going to work. This is how it works. If they're black, they make flying coffins. If they're not, they make safer planes. That is the kind of BS that people will believe. That was the kind of BS that people will believe. The dogs and the cats thing. Okay. That is for one reason why companies like Airbus is based in Europe, all right? Put it this way. If we keep still having a blame, then Boeing will be in the same fate of a Dutch aircraft manufacturer, just because the CEO decide to fire black people to fix Boeing's flaws, because they are the ones that are involved with the two crashes that happened involving with a Boeing 737 Max and all the other issues of a falling door, of this and a wing, and safety flaws and safety issues, because the black people are the ones that make unsafe planes and are the ones that make flying coffins, and people believe in this garbage. And for you audience over there, I am here to make the video on your defense to say this is nonsense. All right, the only people I knew that, regardless of all the individuals, they would say, is like you have it in YouTube or whatever. The people in Haiti, I mean, they come and eat some animals because they're very poor. Why? Because this is just regarding to do all these things. And then I made a video that are very hard workers, just as efficient as Asian workers. The reason why we are losing the jobs, or the reason why workers in other countries are very much dedicated and wanted to do their job, and they wanted to do the job right from the start, job one in quality, is for the reason why a Chinese-made Buick is better built than an American-made Buick. For a reason why a Harley Davidson motorcycle that is made in Thailand is better quality, and a Harley Davidson motorcycle that is made in America is a piece of crap. It's a POS, a piece of in other words, it's a piece of shit. Right? And this is the reason why we're gonna get eaten so much. I mean, everybody else is eating our lunch. Everybody else is eating our lunch. You know why? Because countries like Japan, South Korea, China, even European countries also focus on making things the right way. This is the reason why, put it that way, this is the reason why Boeing would be in the same fate of a Dutch aircraft manufacturer once a plane of theirs crashes in Japan, and there's a Japanese competitor taking Boeing out of business. For a reason why Airbus will plan to build a factory or acquire a company from South Korea if a Boeing plane crashes in South Korea, right? And that's the reason why workers from other countries could come in this country and could do a better job than the workers born here, that they don't pay attention to what they do. All they're gonna do is slack off and put people in a plane that is a flying coffin, right? And this is not taking pride in stuff, all right? And this is why I'm saying, okay, I'm not just saying it's not about race or whatever it is, but yes, it is going to be about laziness, about not paying attention, not having pride to make whatever it is. And this is the reason why I would have, of all these things. And then you have workers in Mobile, Alabama doing a better job than the people in Renton, Washington. Or in North Carolina, or put it that, of all these places, or Raleigh, North Carolina, or put it that way. So, with these migrant crises, I mean, if I were to be president, it doesn't matter what party I am, I would do this, right? If I were to be running for president of the United States of America, I mean, the idea of being the president of one of the largest economies in the world, the world's largest economy, it is, I would say, I will open up things. If Springfield, Ohio were to open the doors to Haitian migrants, just to say Haiti is North Korea, the Dominican Republic is South Korea, in that kind of analogy, well, I would have do this thing of Peter Pan thing. I would call in to bring people from North Korea that want to escape the dictatorship of North Korea. I mean, Union Park she'll be so happy about this, probably even seeing her family members working in Renton, Washington at Boeing. And then the people that makes the flying coffins, that is most likely would be, I mean, light skin, or in other words, white Americans that are slacking. And I have a CEO that is noticing about these workers. These North Korean immigrants would be be nationalized as U.S. citizens. Who knows about if they're gonna eat dogs and cats? That's what possibly could happen in North Korea. But from coming from North Korea to the United States of America, it would be that these workers could outperform these American-born workers, and the safety standards of Boeing planes are going to increase, increasing the quality, putting better craftsmanship, and then you get these planes off from renting. And these North Korean immigrants if we're making these planes, then, I mean, the safety standards of all these things would be going up the roof, instead of, having Lockheed Martin wanted to compete with Boeing opening up shop in Springfield, Ohio, training Haitian migrants, doing the same quality job that they do a better work than the people at Boeing right now without North Korean immigrants. That works the same as North Korean immigrants, to tell you, for all that matter, right? So this is the kind of BS that they're going to have right there. I mean, the hard working people, regardless of where they're from, if we don't have these type of people coming from different countries, you know, this is gonna happen. Like, who built your freaking train? Who built the freaking railroads? Chinese immigrants. Did the people ever complain back then about these people that make the railroads eating the cats and dogs? It probably happened. Probably they changed their ways. People coming to a new country, they're going to change their customs and get used to new customs. They're going to leave eating dogs and cats. They were like, for example, they leave the dogs and cats thing alone, right? They're going to leave the old ways from where they come from and adapt to the new culture, keeping these values of their traditions alive. You know, that's it. And I'm saying, we're not gonna do this thing like we did in China. Look at this. They're having dogs and cats as companions. We're not gonna do. They're gonna leave the customs from China way behind. Leave the customs from Korea or North Korea way behind and adapt these new customs by keeping their old traditions. And all it is, if you want to know about values, traditional values of putting it that way, I mean, you don't even know what kind of liberating or whatever it is, all right? It's like what it is that, you know, people trying to blame other people for what they are not doing, right? As it is, you have your Italian food, you have your Mexican food, Colombian food, Japanese food, or whatever. These types of food coming into this country, they're gonna bring their cuisine, and some of these cuisines are even make very delicious food, right? So besides the BS Olympic when they try to do, then when it comes to settle during the presidency, you're gonna see what's going on. Are they gonna do it, or are they gonna do what they say, or are they gonna just leave things the way they are, right? So the only thing that I say, because I'm not even president, but yes, I will do this kind of thing, is that whoever's running right now, and I would tell you watching this YouTube video, and for you watching this, and I'm being on your defense, just like the Chinese and the Koreans and anybody from certain Asian countries leave their eating dogs and cat customs behind and adapt to the American culture, or to adapt of the culture with the country they are going to stay. Why? Because they escaped from Kim Jong-un, the Rocket, aka the Rocket Man, and work at a factory in Renton. They escaped from from Fidel Castro, from whoever dictator they have in Haiti or whatever, to come not just to the United States, but to any country where is an alive democracy, that you could vote for the president, prime minister, or chancellor, whoever it is, and have the least worst people to control the country and to not to hurt people from the outside. I mean, this happens to anybody, and all of this the others get the blame for because they're not part of the religion. They're not they don't preach voodoo. They don't preach Islam. They don't whatever. But they get blamed for jihadists, for eating cats and dogs, for this or whatever. Doesn't matter where they're from. But then you have some nutball saying, okay, let's have some mass deportation, whatever it is, and wherever you live around here, wherever you live in any part of the world, you notice about it. You notice about it, whatever it is. You don't have to become Muslim. You just have to understand humanity itself. Not everybody eats cats and dogs. Not everybody cut off heads. Not everybody is a Muslim or whatever. They just want to live in humanity, in the community, in society, and mass deportation back to Egypt, back to Saudi Arabia, back to China, back to Haiti, back to North Korea. It's not it. That's not how a democratic country works. A democratic country works is to receive people from anywhere, and doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you freaking hire a Japanese person at a Ford factory, or it doesn't matter if you hire somebody from Haiti working at McDonald's. No. It's just people that want to come for better lives. And they want to escape the situation where they're at. You know? And I will tell you this. Whoever runs, and I'm talking on to the least worst, I want you to do this. Just like have Haitians come into Springfield, Ohio, I want you to open the doors to North Korean immigrants. Do this Peter Pan thing, what they did with Cubans when they escaped Fidel Castro. But this time with North Korean immigrants entering Renton, Washington to be trained by Boeing. That way we need it. We don't need American-born sloppy workers that slack all the time and try to put people in danger flying a plane, or what I have called flying coffins. We don't need somebody to say that. An example, Vance would say, look at Boeing. They have people that make flying coffins, and they're referring that black people are the ones that are making the flying coffins that Boeing making with safety flaws. That they blame black people for safety flaws, and they blame black people for making the 737 MAX, and blaming black people for the 2 accidents involving with a Boeing 737 MAX. Well, we don't need this kind of nonsense, but we could have to hear this kind of nonsense. But after all, I mean, Asian people and black people are very hardworking people. And the reason why, I could tell you what it is. When they make a product, they make it right from the start. All right? I mean, the railroads were made and built like nails. thanks to the Chinese immigrants. Anything, what it is, the cars or whatever is, Hyundais, Chinese-made Buicks are better built. Like now, like Japanese and European car manufacturers are making cars in the United States, but back then, the Europeans and the Japanese, and the Asians made better built cars than the ones that have been made in America. Airbus made better built airplanes than Boeing, because Boeing were coming along with McDonnell Douglas, and then they fire people. They probably even fire black people because they said, okay, these people are going to make killer planes. And look what happened to Boeing right now, right? Because they probably even fire black people or Asian people, right? In that kind of way, firing people without even noticing their quality of work, just because they're Asian, just because they're black, just because they're Japanese or Chinese or Korean, that does not mean that they are not lesser than the people of European descent, even people of Spaniard background or whatever, doing a better job and slacking. Slack at work, slack off and not pulling in. That's why we have the safety issue on airplanes, right? After all this saying in the Embargo Man channel, that I would say this. Enough is enough. Look at your slacking. Look who you going to blame to. Okay. And this is just here in America. You killed hardworking people with just 2 damn bombs. They come here and look at what happened. Having the big three having a run for its money, right? Then you're going to blame people that eat your pet, blaming them that they're going to eat your pets, but it's kind of nonsense. Well, taking away jobs from Black and Hispanic jobs or whatever. I'm Hispanic myself. What else? Who are you going to blame for? Seeing one of the greatest aircraft manufacturers going out of business, having a Chinese manufacturer and a European manufacturer and even a Japanese manufacturer, or even a company from Brazil or from South Africa making a safer product, and Boeing having the same fate as a Dutch aircraft manufacturer, and boom, it went out of business. Why? Because you wanted to blame people as it is without even notice it. And you have to remember this. Remember the line of Back to the Future. As they haven't seen of this, that when Marty McFly have found something on the time machine, the DeLorean time machine, and they found the DeLorean time machine in a cave, and Doc Brown says, it says, this is junk, no wonder, this is a piece of junk, no wonder. It says made in Japan. I remember that lesson. This is just criticizing that Japanese people make poor quality products, but McFly trying to correct him. It says Japan makes the best stuff, right? Okay. The people in Springfield. You gotta look at these immigrants that you're blaming for. You gotta look at them as they are as efficient as Japanese workers, right? You want to have Lockheed Martin open to compete to bring the TriStar? You want to make a car factory in Springfield, Ohio? Or have Harley Davidson have a open up shop in Springfield, Ohio? Look at it as if it is Japan. Look at it, these workers, as they work as hard as a Japanese worker, as a Japanese auto worker, as a Japanese motorcycle worker, having a darker complexion, but they give you the same quality job as a Japanese worker does, or as an Asian worker does. Why? Because you have nothing to lose. Okay? And that's the reason why. And that's the reason why Boeing's out of business. That's the reason why they want to put sanctions in China. Not because of politics. It's because they're doing a better job than the Americans. These Chinese workers, they work as hard as Haitian workers. For the reason they don't want to get Comac into this country. But after all, after you've seen this, I mean, if they make the Buick Envision in Springfield, Ohio, it will have the same quality as a Buick Envision that is made in China using Haitian workers. Because the products coming out from China comes out better quality than the products that are made in America. And that's it. Write me any comments. It would be negative, it would be positive. I don't care. But see you in the next video of Embargo Man. Take care. Goodbye, everybody. And please keep an eye. You cannot blame everybody, all right? Just remember that part of Back to the Future. And just remember, Haitian workers will do the same quality job as a Japanese worker. Goodbye, everybody.